Hello everybody, welcome back to Grisaia no Kajitsu. It's probably episode 9 or 10 at this point. Last episode we talked with Machina, told her a story about hobbies and such. We learned more about Amane and how she had some accident and was depressive, but now she's really happy, so we guess that's okay. I don't know, that's probably what we're going to be figuring out soon. Just a little more about all the characters. So yeah, let's get right back into it. During my middle school days in America, I got a number of strange nicknames from my classmates. Mainly because none of them could be bothered to remember a Japanese name. On the predictable side, there was Jap and Shorty. My family name Kazumi got abbreviated to KZ as well. However, among my numerous nicknames, the only ones that stuck through basic training was Gar, short for garbage eater. Rip. It's not that I had a reputation for dumpster diving, it was a reference to my tolerance for shitty food. As to how I earned it, the story is very simple. The KP made us slop unfit for pigs, and I ate it without grimacing. Freeze-dried scrambled eggs, pork and beans made from scraps of ham, bread with peanut butter and ridiculously stringy mystery meat were the staples. Every one of them had a weird chemical aftertaste, and they were all disgusting. Rumor had it that the secret sauce was gasoline. As for the chocolate cake we got for dessert, it was more commonly and accurately described as a desert. The cake was legendary for being inedible. No matter how starved you were, it would end up stuck in your throat as a dry lump, but I ate it and all the rest without complaining. Probably because I was living rough from a young age, I'd never been what you call a picky eater. To put it simply, as long as my belly was full and my body was getting what I needed, the taste wasn't a concern. So even those 3 torturous meals a day didn't inspire any serious complaints from me, but the people around me must have thought I was some sort of freak. And after a while, my nickname became Garbage Eater, and eventually just Gar. Hey Gar, just how shitty a cook was your mom? I had a set response to this one. My mom didn't cook much, she was too busy screwing your dad's brains out. Damn. As far as my jokes go, I thought it was kind of witty, but that line didn't get many laughs. I guess my delivery was a bit too stony. Well then, what should I do for dinner? I don't particularly feel the desire to eat, but if you don't take meals at 3 regular times a day, it throws off your body's clock and leaves you more susceptible to fatigue. To tell the truth, I view meals as nothing more than an element of maintaining my physical condition. As long as I'm getting sufficient nourishment, I don't get caught up when or what I eat. When I spend my effort considering things like that, all I end up thinking about is how much of a pain in the ass it is going to be to make something. And eventually, the act of eating itself starts to feel like a nuisance. My normal pattern is to just throw something together for my supply of canned and dried food. Yuji-kun, you around? Huh, you were here after all. Well, this is my room. Amane barges in like she owns the place, no longer even bothering to knock, but I'm getting used to it, I guess. Probably because I've experienced a lot of emergency summons, it didn't get to me that much in the first place. I told you to come to my room at 7 for dinner, you know. Why didn't you show up? You kept mocking at me waiting in front of the food. As she speaks, I notice that Amane's holding a plate piled with crab legs in her hand. Didn't I say you should come help us eat the crabs I got from home? I do recall such an event. I also recall responding, if I'm in the mood. Not that I'd definitely be there. Yes, but I said to your Machina should go ahead and eat if I didn't show up on time. What, do you hate crab or something? No, not really. I know, it's too much of a pain to peel off the shell, right? Machina says the same thing, not that she won't gobble them down if I do it for her. Of course, after I cracked it all open for her, she started yelling about her new invention, the crab croissant, and wrapping it in pieces of bread. The girl just doesn't understand the value of things. After all, she finishes off by telling me, fish paste is yummier. So rude. Probably just means that Machina places more importance on how easy it is to eat. Honestly, I think I'd go for a crab paste over crab myself. What the heck, you children disappoint me. There's lots of boys and girls in this world who can't eat even if they want to, you know. That's certainly true. If you understand to stop complaining and eat up, I'll peel it for you. Look, I wasn't really complaining, and I can take care of the shell on my own. In the first place, just what are you gonna eat if I didn't show up? Oh, you cooked some rice? How long ago? It's all stiff. Hey, hands off. Hands off is stiff right for boys. Amani's wandered off into my kitchen, examining things as she pleases. After confirming the contents of my mess kit cooker, she opens the door to my refrigerator and starts taking stock of my supplies. Half-empty canned food, fish sticks and mayonnaise, lettuce and spinach. What's this thing? Canned pickled radish? Where the heck did you even buy this? More importantly, how long has it been open? I opened it at lunch. Get off my back. Why is it that this feels strange and embarrassing? It's not like I have anything troublesome in the fridge. In the first place, where did she get off calling canned radish this thing? It's well known among canned food connoisseurs as almost decent and pretty much edible. Is this woman looking down on the brave men and women who have gained courage from canned food throughout the years? As I silently burn with righteous indignation, Amani brazenly starts running tap water into my rice cooker. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Huh? The rice is so hard, so I'm giving it some moisture. I don't care if it's hard. Probably because I'm used to eating canned stuff that comes out aired and stiff as a wax candle. I'm pretty tolerant of tough food. Eggs. I've only got 2. Mind if I use them both? I don't care, but what are you planning? I'm gonna make you crab fried rice. You just sit there and be patient. Well, I suppose pretty much anyone can handle fried rice, especially for a woman. The somewhat prejudiced assumption is that you'll have a basic skill like that. Fact is, out of all the women I've met so far, the only one who couldn't make edible fried rice was my master. Still, I can't quite hide a certain anxiety. Not that Amani is paying any attention, humming to herself as she cracks open the eggs. After shaking salt and pepper onto the eggs, she mixes in the lightly rinsed rice and adds bits of crab meat, only about half of which she brought, and finally chopped radish. She heats a frying pan coated with mayonnaise rather than oil, adds the lettuce and spinach she plundered from my fridge, and throws in the rice mixture according to her own timing. Taking the back of her ladle into the mix, she vigorously clatters it around the frying pan, messily stir frying the food. When Imani decides it's done, she uses the bowl as a mold to form the fried rice into a perfect hemisphere, and tosses it onto the plate. This wouldn't look out of place in a Chinese restaurant. And the finishing touch. Dressing the leftover crab meat with mustard and mayo, she drops it in with a thud on top of a heap of fried rice on the plate. Okay, sorry to keep you waiting. So she says, but it hasn't even been 10 minutes since Amani started to cook. The imposing pile of steaming fried rice on my plate looks pretty damn impressive for something cobbled together out of leftovers in such a short time. By the way, don't you have a bigger table or something? You don't seem to have many plates either. Should I bring a few next time? Not necessary. I've got what I need. The table is a small coffee table for one that Sachi dragged out of some storeroom as a stopgap measure. God, I've never heard that before. The frying pan and wet table where I have are things I picked out carelessly at a local 100 yen hardware store, but since I'm living alone, it's all perfectly adequate. No point in getting more dishes when I'm only eating off one. Just means more things to wash. True. I guess you don't seem to be backed up on the dishes, at least. Noticing something as she speaks, Amani returns to the kitchen and starts to wrestle through a plastic bag in the corner. Is this garbage? Can I throw it out? Yeah. I've been throwing my empty oolong tea bottles in that bag, and before I knew it, I had something of a pile. I was uncertain about the timing to throw them out. Tomorrow's recycling day, so I'll take them out with mine. With well-practiced movement, she peels off the labels, removes the cap, and skillfully cuts off their plastic rings with the pivot and kitchen knife. Finally, she lightly rinses the bottles themselves with tap water. God, she goes all out, wow. Judging from the smooth motion of her hands, she's repeated this often enough to gain the mastery of an assembly line worker. Clearly, she's something of an eco-friendly woman. Okay, I'm going back to my room. When you're done, make sure to soak the plates in the sink, okay? I'll come wash it later. No, I can take care of that much myself. Sorry for the hassle. Not a problem. I need to show off my talents in this department, or you'll get the idea I'm just a horny big sister role player. I don't know what to say. With a quick goodbye, Amani heads out of the room, not waiting for my impression on the crab fried rice. I had the idea that a busybodied woman like her would be more likely to hang over my shoulders, pestering me for compliments. But she just popped in all of a sudden, cooked for me in a flash, and then left just as quickly. It might be the influence of dealing with that whimsical machina all the time. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't have a Chinese spoon in this room, so I'll have to make do with the standard Western variety. I jab my spoon to the Lmao in the steaming fried rice and quickly throw some into my mouth. Not bad at all. Even someone as disinterested in food as me can tell when something tastes good. The salt seasoning feels a bit thin, but this is probably how it should be if you're thinking about healthy sodium intake. Although it would be insulting to compare this to the crap my master made, it's also different from the stuff you get at a high-priced Chinese restaurant. It tastes like your standard fried rice. What's with this flavor? When I was living alone with my mother as a child, I remember eating fried rice that tasted like this. After finishing her day job, my mother would make me dinner before her night shift started. In the last week of the month, before her paychecks came in, it would often be a pretty plain meal of fried rice. When all she could put on the table was fried rice with a bit of pink fish paste added, she would apologize as I ate. I'm sorry, this is all we've got. Unlike the fried rice Amani just made, there was never anything extravagant like crab thrown in, and Amani's cooking skills seemed to be better as well. So why is it that they taste similar? Where's this slight melancholy coming from? Well, it doesn't matter as long as it's good. When I was a kid, anything I ate tasted good. part of me hasn't changed too much. A Discord message of mine I heard just started that one. It's very dangerous to jump to conclusions about someone. When you make a judgment without sufficient information, you're going to be at least slightly off. Whether that's an over or underestimation, it clouds your perception and often comes back to bite you in the end. My employer is exactly the sort of organization that lives and dies by gathering accurate intelligence, and I heard a lot about its importance from my acetone master as well. Therefore, I make a conscious effort not to label others prematurely. Okay, I'm gonna have to drink a little bit before this one, my god. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Oh my god, I just scrolled through everything. Michiru says nothing. Sour. I have no idea what voice I gave her. Every time this Matsushima Michiru girl enters my field of vision, I find myself dying to stick exactly such a mental label on her. Yo, Michiru. I've been saying it from you for a while now. Why are you acting like you just noticed? Give me a break here. I was concentrating. You didn't even register. I didn't even see you. Those poor visibility conditions. Got it? I see. Understood. But that other lack of awareness might cost your life someday. Please make sure I look both ways for cars before you cross the road. Shut up, stupid. I offer an appropriate warning given their actions. Why the verbal abuse? Shut up. Go away. You jerk. Michiru vigorously throws the empty paper carton she was holding at me. Flying into a fit of rage just because someone tells you something you don't want to hear isn't a good habit. I hope you go sour right now, jerk. And she's pissed. Judging that I don't have a foothold in this conversation, I pick up the garbage Michiru hurled at me and temporarily withdraw from the scene. 100% vitamin C drink. Reading out the description printed on the carton, I tilt my head in bemusement. I've seen plenty of 100% fruit juice drinks, but this is a new one. The parent company of this manufacturer is a pharmaceutical corporation. Maybe it's some sort of undiluted vitamin solution used in beauty products? Maybe it's not meant literally and they're just exaggerating to play with the fact that it's packed full of the stuff. Either way, it's a soft drink that emphasizes its vitamin C content above all else. Which means that it's probably incredibly sour and acidic. It must be torture to drink unless you got a pretty strong tolerance for that sort of thing. So why is she drinking this stuff? From the look on her face, I don't think it was out of fondness for the taste. Some kind of self-flagellation? Or maybe. Why are you here? Interrupting my thoughts, Sakaki stares at me suspiciously. Yo, if it isn't you, me. For the moment, can I confirm? If it wasn't intended to be some sort of nickname for me? Calm down. If you lose your sense of humor, you won't be able to live a fun life. I'm not particularly looking to live a fun life. I see. In that case, it wasn't a nickname. Slip of the tongue. Happy now? You are a truly aggravating human being. Aggravating as I may be, Sakaki nonetheless approaches me. What's that in your hand? This? It's an empty soft drink carton. That blonde girl was drinking it earlier. And you have it? Why? Please don't tell me you enjoy collecting this sort of things. Is collecting this sort of thing as evil a hobby as that scout implies? I'm interested. Please explain in detail. Why don't you look it up online if you're so curious? For some reason, Sakaki is trembling with anger. Dude, she's pissed. It seems I still can't anticipate what will trigger this woman's wrath. To return to the subject, that's the one Matsushima-san is always drinking while making that terrible face. Right, I wanted to ask about that. Why is she drinking something she so plainly hates? Did she lose a bet? Is she being bullied? Was she placed under a malevolent spell? There's really no middle ground in your thinking, is there? Alright, so correct me. I don't have an answer either. I haven't gotten too involved with the girl. In the first place, she's just a classmate. I don't have any particular interest in her. And yet I'm pretty sure you knew this was Michiru's cart before you asked. Does mocking people like this come naturally for you, or do you save it especially for me? I was just trying to explore an apparent logical inconsistency. The wrinkles in Sakaki's forehead rose deeper, her glare sharper. Apparently there were some logical inconsistencies best left unexplored when she's around. Specifically, those concerning her contrary personality. The girl does eat a lot of sweets and such, so maybe she's just interested in a variety of tastes. Now that you mention it, seems like she's always carrying those rounding candies around. Hi, you're fairly observant on yourself. Does Matsushima-san interest you? Are you interested in knowing whether I'm interested in Michiru? I'm making a mental note not to talk too much around you. Goodbye. Damn. With an extremely displeased expression, Yumiko leaves the room. There sure are a lot of troublesome girls in this place. After spending a little time sharing a dorm with them, it's pretty obvious that everyone in this place has a few screws loose, and probably a few skeletons in the closet as well. Mine and Sakaki aren't easy to deal with in the first place, and there seems to be more to them than they're letting on. The same is probably true of Makina and Sachi. That said, when it comes to the bottle blonde girl, no matter how many times I try to look below the surface, I keep hitting rock bottom right away. She's down in the hidden depths, they're very well hidden. Damn. In other words, I've got a persistent suspicion that she's an idiot. Still, it's too early to label her. I should buy my time and get a better idea of her personality before reaching any conclusions. But seriously now. Who is? What, Michiru? Today's Thursday. I didn't buy the stuff we need for class. How could this happen? I was counting the days and everything, so I wouldn't forget to go shopping the day before. Calm down. It's Wednesday. Yesterday was Tuesday. There haven't been any gaps in the space-time continuum since. What does yesterday being Tuesday have to do with today being Thursday? Slowly count forward from Monday, and I think it'll come to you. Don't tell me you don't know the days of the week. Chick, of course I know that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's right, you got it. Today's Wednesday. Well done. Come on, I knew that. I knew it all along. It's a great fun. Should I just let that one go? Person, okay. What are you doing? Hyukin, what are you spying me for? I'm not spying you, I just happen to be here, leaving that aside. Are you drawing the character for person on your hand? That's a pretty stale superstition. Stale superstition, traditionally drawing a person on the palm of your hand with a finger and then swallowing the character is supposed to calm the nerves. Well, that's kind of interesting. What's it to you? This works wonders for heartburn and indigestion. Mind your own business. Heartburn and indigestion? That's right, just draw the character on your hand and pretend to eat it. Bam, you're cured. It's an amazing magic spell. I'll let you in. Imitate if you ask nicely. Sure, it might come in handy sometime. Hey, don't forget to show your gratitude when that day comes. Michiru-sama's body works in such convenient ways. I'm rather envious. I thought the drawing on your hand thing was supposed to calm you down before a big public speech or whatever. Since when did it become a replacement for azulene sulfonate sodium? God, what a faggot, dude. Well, I'm sadly ignorant of its exact chemical composition. It's an undisputed fact that the inside of Michiru-sama's body is a land of many wonders. Oh god, you're pretty cruel, Sachi. Am I in what respect? Never mind. I mean, that's a bit of a shorter episode, but it's probably a good time. God, I could not mumble my words much more than that. Oh, it's a bit short of an episode. It's probably a good time to finish off since we just got through a scene change. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Wayo!